to hold a candle in the cold November rain. Get that running, Nova. Great job. Dayton, why are you holding your dog's collar? Because it's chess time. I don't want it to jingle. No, but that. Say hi to the people, then. Chess Army. Yeah, you're more talented than all of us. I get it, but you can still say hi. Manners, manners, manners. You're going to give women in chess a bad name. Be kind, be polite, give a wave. Say hi, hi. I have my daily sticky note. Ignore the other shit. 2046, which was my Blitz rating. As of last night, I planned my day the night before. And I found if I tried to improve multiple time controls at once, rapid, bullet, blitz, and puzzles, those are the 4 stats that matter online. If I tried to improve them all at once, it's similar to if I try to talk and tell jokes while playing. I get sidetracked, I forget which time control I'm playing, and I'm not at my best. So I mentioned my plan, but for those who haven't heard it, my Blitz, I'm getting it to 2100, which Blitz is very inflated. That'll probably end up being my highest time control. Once I get to 2100, I'm not much better than that. I'd say I'm close to 2200 once I really just nail the time control and then how to strategize in Blitz. And maybe watch a few videos on how to peak for Blitz. It's a different game. Maybe 2200 if I really just grinded. I don't know, but it's not worth it because the amount of time and effort it would take. Why not just go play over the board, improve, and then I'll return in 2026 and basically speed run to 2200 on Blitz. So I'll get my Blitz to 2100, get my Bullet to 2100, which Bullet and I think my Bullet peak was 2074 or 2076, and my Blitz peak is 2074. And on January 1st of 2026, I will do a speed crawl in rapid time control, which my current rating and peak in rapid is 2014. But one at a time, one day at a time. That's all I can control. When it comes to controlling our addiction and being deliberate with our chess, there are 2 like main approaches, like the foundation to learning or mastering any complicated skill, which is short, intense, frequent rests. I don't want to be a streamer. You'll notice with my live streams, oh, he's just walking. He just left for an hour. Didn't tell us what he was doing. No warning. I pop my popcorn, and Dayton's gone. Walking my dog. I'm reflecting. I'm mad. I'm happy. It's not your business. Go watch somebody else. This is mostly for documentation. A lot of cheating accusations. I actually had an opponent cheat against me. Hello, viewer, which got me to 2054. So here is all my work. If I'm cheating, it's because Nova's buzzing me or tapping my leg. Bishop B4, Dad. Bishop B4, Dad. Rough, rough. Yeah, right. She's smart, but she ain't a person. Sorry, Nova. But those 2 main ways to ensure we stay short and intense with frequent rests. Choose a time, maybe an hour max. My brain can't do it. When I get in the zone, I'm locked in. I might be 12 hours. And I forget what I was doing. Oh my gosh, my rating just dropped 300 points. I got no better. So what I like to do is break my sessions apart with something physical, either a walk, push-ups, until I find a better way. I walk to a certain landmark near my apartment. I take my dog. That way I don't feel guilty. She's taken care of and exercised. I'm replaying the game in my head. Got a pretty good memory. I can't recall full games in my head yet, but I can see them. So I can see the patterns of the game. If I review it, important mistakes, I'll know what move that is just off of seeing it once. I think I'll be able to recall full games once I play enough and I try to play the games backwards. Over the board games, I will go to the board. I'll do my first review, then I'll go to the board and I'll try to play it. And if I can replay the game successfully, once it gets like 40 moves, it's really hard for me. Then I will reverse it. So I'll make every move backwards. I don't know if that helps my chess, but it definitely isn't bad for sharpening my memory. If I can replay the game backwards, it's going to be easy to memorize full games forwards. So try to keep it no more than 3 games at a time. And then I'll walk, then I'll review. Keep doing that. I did have 2. Oh, I played 3 over the board this weekend, but I was pretty tired after work. So I didn't get all 6 in, which is smart. Why play 3 half-assed when I can play 1, go review or study or talk to the grandmaster in residence? That's what I really use it to do, because if I have a full game break, no, quit licking, babe. If I have a full game break, he's not busy because all of his students are playing. So I can literally pick his brain for 40 minutes. How many times do you get an opportunity to have a grandmaster's undivided attention for more than 10 minutes? Their time is valuable. So I'm going to go play someone at my level. What's one more game in my database when it's me, my mind breaking it down, and I'm tired, and I didn't get to reflect after my previous session, versus one of the best chess minds in the world. Not just breaking it down for me, but listening. Like I talk a lot at first. I don't mean to be rude, and I tell them that. I tell you exactly what I was thinking until they try to be respectful, but until I get like some look that indicates, what, you're 1,500 over the board. That was not a good thought process. And once I sense that the grandmaster was not impressed with my decision making, not just in that's an inaccuracy, but like, no, you're totally off here, then I will criticize myself so they feel comfortable criticizing me. And then I let them talk once I get them to be critical of me. Because some of the kids, you don't want to discourage them, but I'm 30 years old. I have no time to waste. I want you to ruin me. I want you to tell me how dumb I am. Don't tell me what I did good. And while my competition is playing, I'm talking to the grandmaster. I can't believe I didn't take that approach during my first, 2-3 years of competitive play. How many games can I play? And I was deliberate. I'm way more deliberate with my analysis approaches because I worked in tech. So I basically break down my chess games, how I learned to troubleshoot bugs in systems. And I don't know that that's a bad approach. I've only taken 2 private lessons, but I've went to a lot of group lectures. But one of the chess masters says he doesn't like to coach. I think it's under 1,400 rated players at the time, and I wasn't there yet, or 1,500 maybe. But it was above what I was at, but I scheduled a lesson anyway because you got to break some rules in life to get where you want. And he basically, after looking at my insane in-depth, I haven't done my second review of my others lately, but my just insane attention to detail, he said, and I basically just put that so I don't get athletes that aren't serious or are just here because their parents are forcing them. Well, look at that. And he said, yeah, I've never seen anything like that. But had I used the resources available instead of playing so much over the board during my first 2 or 3 years, I'd be much better at chess. And I played 3 games this weekend, like I mentioned. All of them were pretty instructional. Saturday is a harder day because the games are in the morning and I work nights, so I'm very tired. And I had a opponent rated like 1620, and I was right there in the game. At worst, I was going to draw, and I made the best move. Then I disconnected my rooks with the plan to move because I needed to move my knight somewhere, and I knew where I wanted to redirect it. He made a move I didn't expect, and then I totally just forgot that my bishop was trapped because of a relative pin that would lose me my rook, so I could have just resigned there, but I played it out. That was hard because even a draw against a 1620 right now is big points for me. But on Sunday, it's much better because it's a shorter game, which I'm figuring out the game 26 with a 5-second increment. Time control, I'm really playing a lot better. I have a lot more time at the end, whether I win or lose. I just haven't played that time control much. I defeated a 1540 rated athlete in round 1, and he didn't play very well, but I played very well So it wasn't even close. And then in round 3 after my break, in round 2, I had the black pieces against an athlete who's been fluctuating in the 1300s. And he put up a good fight. He was even winning by quite a bit. But, I mean, at 1300, basically, they're not hanging pieces, but they don't have a great strategy usually. You might be okay with tactics. They're not giving you pieces. But in terms of anticipating +2, which is how you win games at the intermediate levels of chess, I don't miss very often when I'm anticipating +2, and I usually find pretty creative ideas. I just don't see them deep enough. I don't have a great strategic mind yet, but I'm way above a 1300 when it comes to not missing 2 moves ahead. And he made a mistake. I think he overvalued one of my pawns, and I correctly determined in the middle game that his central pawn was more valuable than my C pawn. It looked like he would be breaking in and tearing all my pawn structure apart, but once he lost that pawn, my bishops were completely open. I did a good job of preserving my bishops, and I kicked his ass. But both were very, very, very good learning games for intermediate to advanced athletes. So I'm pretty tired. I'm not going to look at those right now. But that'll get my rating back up close to 1,500, and then I'll soar, because when I went back to over the board after my break, after playing online, I just did not feel right at all. Nothing looked right. I was indecisive. But enemies are cheating online again because I'm the superior talent. So my blitz rating is 2054. Should be 20 away from my peak. Online chess is about controlling your swings and therefore motions. That's about the only major value online chess offers. It's not real chess. It's like street basketball. Yeah, they can dribble, they can shoot. You can see who can dunk behind their head, but that don't mean they can play in the NBA. Now, you take an NBA star, you put them in street ball, they're going to be great, but there's some street ballers that were on that N1 tour that are almost as athletic as the low-end, bench players in the NBA. The difference is they can't play with the team as well. They've made a living turning their backs to the basket. It's not real. They're not technically skilled, especially compared to some of the best European players like Luka Doncic. All it shows is they might be able to play basketball. They have some tools that might make them good basketball players, but you can't tell. That's what online chess is. You might be a good chess player. There's some indication, usually, that you have good tactical vision, but consistency, controlling your nerves, having a plan, pulling out which open would be appropriate in which instance. It's just a different thing altogether. But you do have to control what streamers call tilts, and that can be valuable after a loss over the board. Bouncing back the next day, not giving up mentally, understanding quantity is not always doesn't always equal progress. And it makes me so mad. That's my main motive, to keep playing online and keep winning. It makes me so mad to think someone might have cheated after they cheated. And I can kind of tell at my level if someone does some just really impressive stuff and it's more than one move in a row. It's kind of like, I get a bad feeling when one move is made and now I'm alert. But that's also why we're innocent until proven guilty. Just because I'm alert, that might mean I'm looking for things. And if you look for things, you often find them. Might not be cheating, but that move was really, really interesting. And you made it in an amount of time that was just enough to check with an engine. It was so brilliant for an athlete at my level. You should have spent a minute on it, even in Blitz. But you didn't just make it. You didn't just get lucky and guess, I have to make a move and I'm mad. And that's brilliant. See, that happens. And like in poker, I always say, a professional poker player's skill doesn't beat pocket aces for one night. Now, over the course of time, they're going to beat me. I'm a very, very bad amateur poker player, but I like to play some. So in chess, every now and then I can't. It's one move. It's one game. But then I'm looking and I'm just, I wish I had 2 grandmasters. But grandmasters are exceptional people, and their time is the most valuable. So I would use one grandmaster to teach me. I would use the other to catch cheaters against me. Just give me a bunch of games that are overly suspicious and let's ruin their life. But to think that somebody got the best of me by cheating, and then I get my 8 points back, but now I'm pissed, and now I play my next game distracted, and I make mistakes, and I downward spiral 100 points. You should refund me a lot more points, but I appreciate the gesture. Chess.com. They can't calculate with me. I'm more talented. I'm probably better looking. I tell better jokes. Put me on stage, I'll sing better than you. I would cheat against me too. Okay. There we go. Yeah. So you don't want to play d4. That's why you can't play the bishop there. Because then that would push. Bishop has to go back. Most likely. And I'm probably going here immediately. That doesn't look right. Shit. That's why you can't do that. You can't play so fucking stupid. That's why I'm pissed, because I just messed up thinking. You play there, okay. This is bad. Yeah. Rough job there. Be patient, don't get out of position. I knew it was dumb when I did it. Yeah, I always take that. You can go there. That's probably the best move. No, because if you go there, then I go here. Well, if you go there, then I'll take, and then I'll go here. Interesting. That's a terrible decision. See, at this level, that's so ridiculous that would ever happen. But it happens not frequently. It happens some. It's just a ridiculous mistake when I'm losing. And I learn to play with awful habits because I get away with it. You're gonna see me start playing more of the Sicilian. I didn't feel like it this game. Yeah, that's correct. And what is it? Is it here? I forget. Um, I usually play there, but that's not right. That's not right. Well, I'm not punished. All right, this can get tricky, but I'm certainly winning. God dang it. I'm screwed. How was I supposed to play that? Yeah, that's right. Okay. Yeah. I could anticipate better. That's why you get that back immediately. This is not a good move. You can't take there. Take it. You have to take with your knight, which would also not be a good decision. Really. So I'm in complete control here. Oh, I want that rook out of there. Okay, that's probably a good move. I gotta move the rook. And that's not the way to do it, Dayton, because now the rook can take your pawn. Bitch. Jeez. Gosh. All right. Always play the Slav. Always play the Slav if you can. Don't remember what you're playing. Don't give away your control over B7, which is the weakness of the Slav. Fuck. Ass kicked here. Yeah. Nah. Don't want to do that. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Try some cheap tricks here. Might work. I'd sack the rook. Really? Okay. Cool. I would resign, get my ass kicked. So you weaken a lot by playing in that manner. Like black's got a lot of advantages, but also out of position. Huh. It's fun. Of course, I want that pawn. Not really. You can't really do that. Threatens mate. Nah. I don't believe so, my friend. I don't believe so. No. You are mistaken. That definitely wasn't it. Yeah, you had a prayer to salvage it, but now you're just stupid. 2100 my ass. You if you are any good at chess or play competitively at all, you can get a sense for how fake this is. I would never play this absent-mindedly over the board because 1200 would start beating me, let alone people at my level. See, like I'm not thinking about pawn moves, which are the most important moves. I would never play so ignorantly. But I mean, you're just winning a speed chess game against people who aren't very good. It's all tactics, man. It's all tactics. It's tactics and defending against. Anticipate +2, never more. Never need to anticipate greater than +2. They'll mess up before then. You got to hide. Where are my threats? I don't discover anything. I can't get to the only valuable piece on a light square. I can't get to it. So why on earth would you mate yourself? Moron. Yeah, they put that too quickly. It's not that good. I'll keep my pawns back and together. So yeah, you get great pawns over here, but you're just completely. It's just weird. It's not right. It's the right way to play. And you'll also see me start to do more stuff like redirecting my minor pieces. There are many times where the knight can, in 2 moves, get over here. It changes the game completely, and it's good. I don't want to go backwards anymore, though. See, so now you lose. It's that simple. It's that simple. It's that simple. Lose the chess battle. Enemy. So how can I advance if you won't give me no opponents? How can you see the future if you live for the moment? Hip hop could not die. I've never offered my condolence. I'll just offer y'all a day of atonement because I'm a lyricist to the death, so I got what you need. Ludicrous, I'm the last of a dying breed. And we almost extinct, so we're saying it loud. Sing it with me, MC means move the crowd. Sing it with me, MC means move the crowd. Sing it with me, MC means move the crowd. They said O'Reilly don't like them. Oprah won't invite them. The president's announced them. President announced them. No one will announce them. Hey, controversial lyrics like I'm crying for help. Very talented, but I should be ashamed of myself. But this is my art. This is my music. I'm speaking from the heart. Hit record and I'll lose it. Bite my tongue for no one. I'll put you on blast. So all those news channels, y'all can kiss my ass. And I can take it. Fix it if you break it. Could hit rock bottom and I'm still gonna make it. Cause I'm a born hustler, natural survivor, seed of a gangster. I'll put that on my father, who has worked very hard for corporations his whole life, showed up on time, been a team player, never said curse words. Thanks, Dad. Okay. All right, got back to 2054. Pleasant surprise. I'm not going to be late for work. But I'm telling you, I could write the book on how to get a very respectable online chess rating, which 2054 is more than respectable for someone who never played as a kid and just got into it during COVID. Now, granted, I played a lot, some not very focused or deliberate, but it's a respectable number. I'm starting to not respect it as much, but even most grandmasters would say, never played as a kid in a few years, 2054 online. Okay. But over the board is the gold standard. Online chess is not real. Still, most, especially in America, don't have access to a chess club, let alone facilities like the St. Louis Chess Club, which, from my understanding, the only chess club in that class, world renowned, besides St. Louis, is Charlotte. New York's got a good one. Chicago's got a chess center. Some other good ones, but I'm pretty sure it's Charlotte and St. Louis that are competing for the number one spot. So it's online chess for most people that have lives, jobs, families. I could get them. I can get them to 2,000. Emily plays chess. Someone who's smart like that. She seems intelligent. Otherwise, Miss Dina wouldn't associate with her. Yeah, Miss Dina's stamp. You're probably not a bum. But Emily's at like 1485 is her peak. Nah, she's smart. And her blitz is just horrendous. Like not even 700. I guess you 2,000. Better than a grandmaster could. Now I'm not saying I could be a grandmaster or that I would be a good coach for over the board. I'm saying grandmasters are too amazing to waste their time watching this bullshit. But I've learned ways to just win online chess games. And the most important, aside from clock management, anticipate +2, never less, never more. And if you're, and that's how you can figure out if you've got any talent at all or any intelligence. Just because you're smart doesn't necessarily mean you'll be good at chess and vice versa. But anticipate +2. Focus on that. Anyone, even a stupid person, can get to 1,800 if you anticipate +2 and get really good at it. That means from both sides, not just your perspective. Defending and attacking, +2. Because that's when you lose or win the game. It's +2. It's not +3. It's not the YouTube videos of Mr. Gotham. Magnus calculated 49 moves. Yeah, Magnus Carlsen's the most talented ever, and he was fortunate to have a dad that sacrificed everything and the best instruction and get to train at a young age. He's the perfect storm of luck, amazing God-given ability, competitiveness, like God or nature designed a chess player, and happened to be Magnus Carlsen. And then, to his credit, he worked his ass off and learned the mental aspects, how to be tough, how to bounce back, all that. But you're not Magnus Carlsen, neither am I. So why on earth would you watch those videos if your goal is to be good? Anticipate +2, full moves, never less, never more. And as you get better, like I said, if you have talent, you will automatically start to see patterns. And okay, there's the +2. I'm sure that's what I need to look at, like Dayton said. Okay, now I remember. It'll just start coming to you, but you shouldn't have to work for it until you start taking classes on strategy and stuff. But tactics, +2. I don't think there's any reason to look one more. Look 2, because otherwise you develop the habit of only looking 1. Like this opponent did, and they lost in the game. No amount of coaching from a grandmaster, no amount of strategic thinking matters if you do this. You're thinking +1, +1, +1. Then what? Then what? Then you lose. But had you thought +2, you have a chance. And I'm a little bit worse, probably. Okay? And I make a lot of good moves, even when the position's not that complicated. I think because it's won me games. They're used to either a bad move or the best move, I would say, and I make consistently strong enough moves. So there's 1, but then what? There's 1. There's what you saw. You saw +1. I see +2. The game's over every time. +2, +2, +2, +2. Never more, never less. Even if you think you should, if you're sure, always +2. No matter the open, middle, end game, it doesn't matter. +2 full moves. Get so good and so consistent at +2. And then you have a foundation. I've mentioned I saw Susan Polgar. I've seen 2 of her interviews recently on Miss Dina's podcast and Botez Live. Or I think Alex just did that one. I don't think Andrea was in that one. I think Andrea wants to be a DJ and she's wasting her chess potential. But I don't care. Why would you want to be a DJ when you can be a chess player and you already have a good foundation? I think Andrea's like 1900. But now I'm probably stronger than Andrea because I play all the time and she's making music. But Susan mentioned if you start at age 30 and you have some talent and an opportunity, or you find a way to train like a kid does, you'd probably be a grandmaster. And I'm way ahead of that. She mentioned from scratch. She's not saying a super grandmaster. She's saying, barely a grandmaster. And that's never been tested because chess is not, it's prestigious, but it's not like chicks dig it. It's not like there's a lot of money in it. So everyone wants to be a baseball player. No one wants to be a chess player, which is stupid in America. But if the incentives were there and you start at age 30, you could still do it, in Susan Polgar's opinion. And there's no one better no one more qualified. And here's how I would start as a foundation. Screw the King's Indian, screw the Slav, which I love the Slav. I will play the Slav. I'll play the shit out of the Slav. That is my opening. I love the Slav, and I can tell you why, but I don't have time to go into detail. Slav wins games. And Slav, I'm going to have to restructure my whole chess approach at 1,800 over the board. But until 1,800, you don't have to have a lot of openings completely figured out. You don't have to have a big repertoire. You need a couple you play well, and you should know all of them +2. You should know the King's Indian and the common ways it can lead into the middle game. Then +2, +2, +2 of the Sicilian, open, close, Najdorf, Sicilian, or Najdorf, Shivan classical, and dragon. And there's, of course, others. All 4 you need to know the 5, which leads to the open Sicilian system. And then you need to know all of those plus at least 2. And I do. I personally like E6, which is the Shivan engine. I think I pronounced that right. But again, I like it because it's good over the board against people who are also, like me, not very good. King's Indian, I never play it. I know what they're doing. I know what they're trying to do. Some openings, it's not a system, but when you're fiend kettling your bishop, you need to understand if the opponent brings the knight out in some situations versus doesn't, because one's going to lead to your bishop being closed off, and it's going to just screw your fiend kettle bishop permanently. I don't beat myself in the open. I know more than enough. I mentioned the close Sicilian. I know more than enough about it. I don't play the Caro Con anymore. I played it a lot from both perspectives. More than comfortable with it. Roy Lopez, of course, is kind of seems to be the bread and butter of the Italian game. I know every major opening. And I used to study some gambits, but I've accepted I'm smart enough to not get beat by it. You're not going to trick me. I'm not going to lose anything that puts me at a bad disadvantage. So try your gambits, be out of position, have fun with it. And in my stance, if a 1500 is getting wins off gambits, he or she is probably not a good chess player. If you can, no, but please stop looking, Ben. If you're winning off gambits too much, you just studied gambits and you're tricking athletes who aren't very trained. And I'm not very trained either, but I'll beat your ass in the middle game, and I'll just survive your stupid gambit. Because always +2, never more. Then you have a foundation to do what Susan Polgar mentioned, which is become as good as you can be, or just beat your friends, be a decent club player. If, as your foundation, you don't beat yourself out of the open, you understand some openings, and I think that kind of on accident, just play chess and put each game you win or lose in chess.com or whatever engine you choose, Stockfish. Decode chess. Hans Niemann's Endgame AI seems interesting. And it'll tell you which opening. Then you can Google it. Never play them. You just Sicilian Defense Boulder Attack right now. All right, cool. I lost to it. I didn't know what they were doing. That's my title. Okay. I can defend it. I know what they're trying to do. And eventually you'll have a very vague grasp of all these openings from defending against them, but not wasting your time learning them. That when you reach 1800 or whatever the number is for you, I think for my ability and progress and just intelligence, I think 1800 is when I need to start really attacking openings. But until then, I'm wasting my time. Then I will have a lot of situations that I can pull out and start really trying to play them instead of defend against them. So don't beat yourself in the open. Tactics, +2, +2. Why +3? Why on earth would you go +3? Because if you get the +2 right, the +3 is often obvious. And if you don't see the +3 immediately, then that third move might be better. It might be good to have seen +3, but it's certainly not making or breaking your game. It's just good, which doesn't matter, like I said, until you reach the higher levels. All right, I'm signing out. Well, let's reply to the chess army real quick. Yep. Oh, I feel like I had this calculated, and that's not the right move. Or that's the. What was I seeing? It's been I've not replied to these as much as I should. Sorry, guys. Okay, so was I going there? And then there. I'm beating your ass. So if I go there and the check comes, then I can go there. And if I'm there and then you take it with your rook, then I'm here. So I just take it and it's over. And then take, you check, I block. You can't do that because my queen will be there. So you're only check. It's not there. It's not there. It's not there. Well, it could be there because I'll be pinned. So if you go there, then I'll go there. And then you lose. Big J played a solid game here, but like I said, +2, and I could turn Big J into a superstar if he had time. Big J's working somewhere else. I met him at the casino. I got my license out downtown. Good guy. But that little sequence there, Big J didn't see that. I did. Game's over. Doesn't matter if Big J's taking lessons with the Grandmaster. If Big J has a printout of my face and he's throwing darts at it every night in his bedroom and he hates me and he's trying to win, it doesn't matter because I saw the +2. Big J didn't. Sorry, Jeremiah. You might be better than me. I see great things for Jeremiah. But I'm addicted to this shit and he's not. And I saw the +2. +2. Don't overcomplicate it. Here it is. Game's over. Right here. Because I don't miss my +2s. Boom. Wretch rook. If I use that rook, I don't win. I go here, then this is cutting it off. So you're still going there. But then I have to get the check with this rook. I don't have a target anymore. Boom. +2. Game over. Bye. Big J could resign, but I will turn him into a superstar. He'll turn himself into a superstar. Let me take that back. All right, so if I go there and use those 2 pawns, I get that pawn and that pawn. I need my bishop away because these pawns will overwhelm you if you only have that one. All right, I'm gonna let my dog get ready for work. Expect much more deliberate chess when I do stream, but my priority is over the board. I've got those 2 really, really good games from this weekend that are good to learn from. And the third one, I just blundered it, but there's still a lot of good learning points in that one. So we'll look at those. Yeah, I keep all my games. I've got hundreds of these over the board games. These are real games. These are real games against people who are also trying and a lot of times taking lessons with a professional. They're not taking lessons with a professional. They're at least accessing the Grandmaster in residence after some of these rounds. It's not one-on-one. It's not personalized, but it's still a Grandmaster who is giving them advice. Now, I'm going to be a lot better than them because mainly there's advantages to being an adult when you start. Like even Grandmasters who had to start young. I'm not saying I'm going to be a Grandmaster or even a master for that matter. Like when they were learning, yeah, they got instruction. Their brain was more flexible when they were kids. It's ideal. But even Magnus Carlsen, when he was young, he didn't have the life experience he does now to know what questions to ask. His dad probably helped him. His dad was a competent chess player, from my understanding. But he didn't make stupid mistakes yet. He was a kid. He hadn't had life experience to make mistakes. I sat in corporate tech. Had other jobs too, but mainly corporate tech. I had an internship at Meeks. Got to meet their corporate people and stuff. And I overcomplicated it. I let corporate politics get in the way of my learning, mainly thinking, okay, just because they said it's hard, maybe I'm too stupid, maybe I didn't start young enough, okay, and I accepted that. They gave me books to read, and I didn't take the initiative to go and just play in sandboxes. And I learned from all those mistakes. So now that I'm playing chess, I know how to talk to a boss, which I view the Grandmaster as my boss. If a boss isn't comfortable criticizing me, I'm not perfect. I have to make them criticize me. If a Grandmaster wants to be correct and not hurt my feelings because he or she is working with a lot of kids, and you can't demoralize a kid. That's the number 1 rule. Never, ever take away their momentum. If they're confident, they're completely wrong, you keep them going. But I need you to demoralize me. Otherwise, I won't get better. So I have to ask them in ways that give them permission to destroy me psychologically. And I'm way ahead of just, hey, can you analyze my game for me? No, I've already analyzed it 3 times. And I don't even need to see the notations. Now I need you to not just tell me the moves and what you think. I need you to listen to my thinking and tell me why I'm stupid. And I'll be on a different level because of that. Hope you're playing some chess. Please challenge me at the Late Blooming Chess Prodigy on chess.com. Good girl, no.